Hi everybody, Chris here from StumbleForward.com. Today I'm doing my first video here at StumbleForward, and so this is actually pretty exciting. And as putting this video together, I thought I would put together just a little 10 or 15 minute video, just kind of giving out some tips and stuff like that, and talking about something a little different maybe every week. In fact, I actually plan on doing this on a more weekly basis. So if you get the chance, stop in, check out my latest videos. I upload them to YouTube, so you can check them out there as well. But if you want to get them on a regular basis and get sent to your email box, you can go ahead and go to my website, www.stumbleforward.com, and sign up for my little newsletter. It says where you get free updates, and you can just sign up right there, put your email address in, and you'll automatically start receiving updates straight from my website, and these great videos that I'm putting together as I speak right here. Today I'm going to be talking about your mentality what it takes to get out of debt. Now this is a difficult subject to talk about because it's not something that's very tangible, because it's not like I can say, put this debt plan together. You can physically hold a debt plan in your hands and you can go through it, but the mentality what it takes to get out of debt is a lot more, and it takes a lot more work, and this is the tough part about getting out of debt. Mentality really is the tough part about getting out of debt. And if you can follow your mentality, this little plan, and understand what I'm about to tell you, getting through this process for you is going to be a lot easier. In fact, this is the way I look at getting out of debt, and this is the way I was taught how to get out of debt by some actually very, very successful people. Taught me this over a period of time, and it really works well. And if you understand your mindset, this will totally change the way you see yourself getting out of debt. So just stick with me here. Now, first off, getting out of debt, it takes a lot of work. And to start off, you have to have the right mindset. That's a very, very important thing. You have to have the right mindset. If your mindset is always a negative mindset, the chances of you getting any further are just not going to be possible. And you have to start with that in mind. You have to start with a positive mindset, and that takes a lot of work. So the best way I like to use to explain this example is the thermometer example. And what that is basically, think of it this way. If you start out in debt, say, or your level of thinking where you're comfortable in life, let's say you're comfortable at life at, say, 80 degrees, okay? Now at 80 degrees, that's where you see yourself comfortable with everything. For example, the type of food you eat, the level of income you draw in, the amount of debt that you have, basically even the people you hang around with. It's that comfort level in life that's 80 degrees for you. Let's say at 80 degrees, that's where life feels normal to you. That's where you feel like you. And if that changes, it feels uncomfortable. For example, let's say you're always living life at 80, and all of a sudden life is giving you 60. And let's say your house is on foreclosure, or you can't pay the bills, and you're about to miss a bunch of bills and go on late payments, or something's going to be added on the collections, or you're about to go into bankruptcy. Just a lot of different things, and very uncomfortable things. And you're going down to that thermometer level of, say, 60. And that's not comfortable for you. And what basically happens is at 80 degrees, that's where you see yourself. And what happens at 60 degrees, you start to think, wow, I don't like being here. This isn't comfortable. I don't want to be here. So you start kicking it in and getting after it, and getting into something, getting it done, making sure, getting life back to 80, because that's where it was comfortable at, and that's what you do, and that's what happens. You start at 60 and you got up to 80, you got back to comfort, and what happens over a period of time, you actually get back to 80, and what happens is, most people think, well, I don't ever want to not pay all my bills off, or get into a bad situation because I could really set myself back. But you ever wonder why that never happens? Why you really never do ever per se fall off the edge? And the reason that is because you identify yourself at that prime target, that place where you feel comfortable, and when you're comfortable in that particular place, you'll always tend to gravitate towards that, back to that spot. And that's generally how we are as humans. We tend to gravitate back to where we're comfortable. Now, this can happen at 60, but also can work the other way as well. Let's say you're at 80 all the time, and all of a sudden life is giving you, 120. Now, what might happen is that even though life is giving you 120 and things are going great, maybe the boss is giving you a raise at work, you got all your debt paid off, you're debt free now, you got no debt, and things are just looking great. And over a period of time, because we always see ourselves at 80 degrees, we tend to slip away from that 120 and gradually slide back to that 80. Now, do you ever wonder why that happens? Again, it's because we feel comfortable at 80. And number two is because we can't see ourselves at 120. We don't believe we belong there, or there's, that our mentality hasn't clicked into saying, hey, we belong at 120, not 80. 80 is uncomfortable now. And that's what you have to start doing. You have to start perceiving that 80 is uncomfortable and 120 is normal. And if you want to get out of debt and stay out of debt and do more than just be getting out of debt and actually doing something in your life that's great, you have to start manifesting the thoughts that you really want. And that comes with, believing that you belong at 120, not just 80, but 120. And then you grow from there, and then you go up to 120, and then you go up to 140, and then 150, and 160, and so on. It takes a lot of effort to break your mindset into this habit. But once you've done it, and once you understand it, it's actually going to feel a little strange at first. Is when you start doing this, is that you start to believe what you want. And what you have to start doing is doing things like examining the people around you. And this is one of the things that changed my perspective a lot, is I started to hang around people and listen to people that were successful, people that I want to be like. And that's one of the important things that you have to do. You have to start hanging around those people that will adjust that mentality. For example, if you hang around people that are in debt all the time, if you hang around people that can't pay their bills, if you hang around people that procrastinate a lot, there's probably a reason why you're doing that. There was always a saying that if you would take the 5 people around you and you would group them together and look at all their habits, they basically get all the habits that you have as well, because those are the 5 people that you hang around all the time, and those are the habits that you do too. And so do that example. Just think of the 5 people you know right now, and what are their habits? What are their spending habits? How do they treat their money? What are their personalities like? What are their attitudes like? What are their emotions like? Think about this for a minute, because what their habits and what their emotions are like is what yours are going to be a lot like. And if you can't pay your bills on time, it's probably because you're hanging around those types of people. Now, the next thing you need to do is, once you hang around the right people, is you need to start listening to more successful people. You need to find mentors. One thing I like to do is, I've got CDs and tapes in my car all the time. When I'm driving to and from work or to appointments or doing things, or I like to pop those in and just listen to people like Tony Robbins, or just really inspiring people that really, really help you out in this area. And it doesn't have to be about getting out of debt. It just has to be something that's motivating and inspiring. And sometimes I will even just put you in a better frame of mind and help you out. So now, to conclude here, this is the end of the video. And what I'd like to just also say is that if you'd like to get more videos like this, it's very easy to do that. Simply go to my blog, www.stumbleforward.com. and you can either sign up to my RSS. What you have to do is simply click on the big red square in the top right hand corner. Simply click on that, and you can add that to your Google browser reader, or to your Bloglines account, or you can just simply go down below that where it says get free updates, and you can fill in your email address, and you will simply get free updates, videos like this sent directly to your email box, and be able to watch them. So I just want to conclude and finish up this video and say, thanks for checking out this video and watching. And if you'd like to add something to this video, feel free to leave a comment below this video. Thanks for watching.